What is going on YouTube? This is Aciders. So I'm going to review a 2007 album by Crunchy Black. Basically this product is called From Me to You, and it came out in the late spring of 2007. Now this is by a former 3-6 Mafia member, Crunchy Black, as far as those fairs can happen. He was with the group with them until Most Known Unknown from 2005 as far as those pitches kind of happened. And then he returned to the fold of the 3-6 Mafia within a pseudo type sense with the Mafia 6, which surfaced between 2013 and 2015. It's kind of the ordeal. So Crunchy Black was a pretty potent member of 3-6 Mafia within those pitches. He's kind of in an obscure type territory. It's not as complex, I think, folks, as full-bound and realized that he put out solo albums, pitches like that. This particular album's a little bit tricky to come across within those fairs. Is not on Spotify and streaming services, pitches like that. I was able to purchase this album back in the day, but it's kind of the ordeal as far as saying it's just a little bit more within the obscurity type territory, pitches like that, with some good type fare. Particularly Hypnotized Minds had the rights to this particular music, but the fair about it was this was kind of in murky territory because Crunchy Black wasn't on seemingly the best of terms with 3-6 Mafia around this time, which is unfortunate because this is some capital type stuff here in terms of the appeal. This feels like an offshoot definitely of Most Known Unknown and pitches like that. So those type fairs is kind of a product that contained some of the hit albums by 3-6 Mafia 2006, 2007, like when you think of Project Pat's Crook by the Book, The Fed Story, Lil Weiss, The One and Only, some of these type ones within the page. There were a series of these that were just pretty blistering type fare, and it's too bad that Crunchy Black didn't stick around longer within those particular aspects as far as the conduct. As far as the conduct of pumping out more of these particular albums, because it's definitely within the pitch as far as saying there's some blistering type fare within it, but looking after the particular content within those pitches as far as the blisteriness kind of goes, just the aspect as far looking after the blistering type appeal within those pitches as far as the format's going to happen. It just has the aspect that this is prime era Hypnotized Minds pitches like that. It's just kind of the product that's unfortunate within those pitches. But I look after just being able to say seemingly there weren't singles off this product within the fair. I kind of question whether or not Crunchy Black was this full bound involved with how much of the production fair about this particular album, because Crunchy Black had more or left 3-6 Mafia. Crunchy Black had more or less left 3-6 Mafia in the first half of 2006, a little bit after the Oscar win with It's Hard Out Here for a Pimp in those particular days, pitches like that. It was kind of the ordeal as far as saying this particular aspect. There was I might have said this, but this From Me to You, this album here is Crunchy Black's second album. There was another one in 2006, and then there were some further type ones later that may not have had Hypnotized Minds affiliation. Was kind of the pitch. It's leftover type product as folks started to flesh out kind of within those pairs, just the aspect. But this kind of deals with the territory as far as those aspects, as far as saying within the product of the come up of what particularly happened here. The potency of this album is very off the chain. This competes definitely with Most Known Unknown. Some of that pitches definitely competes with Crook by the Book. The Fed Story competes with The One and Only by Lil White. Just like I was saying, primary 3-6 Mafia within those pitches, and Hypnotized Minds. There's capital type beats on here. The whole album fair just really has the blistering typeness. There is a few chopped and screwed type songs on here, pitched like that within those extra type ordeals, but just blistering kind of vintage mid-late 2000s kind of southern hip-hop pitches like that within those ordeals as far as just getting crunk and things like that. So I'll definitely say within the fair that Crunchy Black is pretty similar to Juicy J within these aspects, but then he's kind of similar to DJ Paul as well. DJ Paul's a little bit more rugged, similar to Project Pat. Crunchy Black's a little bit more similar to Juicy J within these pitches, just more kind of addledness with an aspect of really getting tore up pitches like that. So it's just kind of the ordeal as far as paying attention to this. So it's just kind of the product. Just some excellent. It's very good that this album came out within these pitches, just with the aspect as far as saying that the quality behind some of these type of fairs, just questioning where Crunchy Black kind of went within those terms as far as those pitches kind of happened. Just getting past the first half of 2006 within some of those type of ordeals, kind of the pitch as far as saying that these particular albums, as they got pumped out within the fair, just kind of had the blistering typeness of just paying attention to the aspect of just it's real hammering typeness that really nailed the ordeal. So this classic type album, simple enough. There's 11 songs I'm going to talk about on here that are not, there's actually 16 on here, but 5 of which are just songs that are chopped and screwed within those pitches, which is just kind of this, for folks, just if you don't know, just slow down type variations of those, just on drink or syrup, some of those type pitches within the format. But yeah, I'm going to talk about 11 songs in here, 10 out of 10 album. Seemingly weren't any singles, but there's a number of times that Juicy J and DJ Paul pop up on this particular product, just with hooks and things like that. So just basically getting a second helping or a third helping of Most Known Unknown and pitches like that. It doesn't have it has some commercial bite. It kind of feels like songs like Pop in My Collar and Side to Side, some of those type ones. Not quite as blistering with the commercial type appeal as Stay Fly, but definitely with the aspect of some of those mid-2000 3-6 Mafia ones. Also Who I Is, some of those type ones, but just not as crazy. Just kind of the pitch as far as saying you're just basically getting that particular output just within a kind of pseudo type territory, just within the pitch that it just kind of felt the squabble kind of had the delay about this product as far as just not getting it towards the product of like the real true art form that it probably could have had. So that's pretty much the reason why I didn't have singles. Just kind of within the pitch of the turmoil that was going on within that particular territory. It's not as full bound within the pitch. I mean, Crunchy Black's dope as fuck. 36 Mafia's dope as fuck. It's just kind of the ordeal that it's just unfortunate that this particular content was as severe as it was, just from the aspect of something that pretty much I question what the single would have been within the promotion as to how that fair could have happened. Probably would have been blistering type, and this would have been an offshoot. Definitely like the pop in my collar days, side to side type days, pitches like that would have been some good type ordeals. But still, this album's blistering, so just be able to say it's still worth picking out some pitches like that, just within the fair. It's a little bit trickier to find, but still has its aspects about it. So one of which a highlight on here would be Let's Plan a Rob. One of which that's a highlight on here would be Let's Plan a Robbery remix, like a basic Night Gallivant, an excellent kind of Dracula rap to get in like an after hour kind of wind as far as these pitches can happen. Just within the fair. So Let's Plan a Robbery was a song that was on Most Known Unknown pitch like that. This particular one, the beat is not quite as blistering as the original type one was, but definitely has the product. It is something to listen to. Very similar to like Lil White's 2007 album pitches like that. It really feels like Chandelier like within the aspect. Just some basic kind of Gallivant within those fairs within us. It is the excellent type product of this kind of weavings, this typical kind of 36 Mafia type content, just real haunting within the tone, just Crunchy Black, same type flair that you'd expect from Project Pat, DJ Paul, Lil White, Juicy J, some of these folks to this. For the offshoots of that, good fair. Twin 45s is nice, the real highlight type one. It's like a Twin 45s is nice, like a real highlight type one. It's like a Twin 45s is real nice, like a real highlight type one. It's like a vintage kind of harrowing and shrouded kind of hypnotized minds, I'd say here. This reminds like 2007 Lil White pitch like that. It's kind of some day slag within these pitches. One of those type fairs just within a haunting type sense, something to kind of listen to within the 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock p.m. type dredge pitches like that. It's kind of a makeshift type one. It's kind of within the pitch. I mean, 36 Mafia would occasionally crank out some of these type ones. You would get these makeshift songs within certain type pitches, like when you think of the song That's Right with Akon, which was a single off the Last to Walk, those type pitches that just kind of have the makeshift drip. But this particular one, Twin 45, is just a more haunting type aspect. It's something to kind of have within October, September, November type fair, just within pitch, like a crisp kind of just day weather within pitches like that as far as those fairs going to happen. Just amidst like particular 4 o'clock, just got done with things, pitches like that. So just a good relative slag of makeshift. Suck on the Straw is nice as far as these pitches going to happen. This reminds of When the Smoke Clears Days by 36 Mafia here. This is like good pitches like that. It's like a rock hard kind of nightclub loud pack. I definitely would say just an overall hot type ones. It's just within the pitch. There's some ones on here that kind of have that fair. Also reminds of Choices to the album, some of those type ones. Like Yeah, I Robbed, some of those type ones within aspects like this. So just a good pounder, some of those type pitches within it. 3 different kinds of weed is a real nice one as well. It's like a drooping kind of smoke fest to get here. Just lazy kind of red eyes, kind of powwow and stuckness, I'd say, within the aspect. Definitely some TV fair pitches like that. So just kind of extra type noise pitches like that. Just kind of around the neighborhood zones type fairs within product. Just like just typical kind of sludge and zones type aspects within the tone behind it. Just basic. Not so much full-bound kind of house party, but just amidst the fair, just like particular lounge type music with homies, pitches like that, I'd say. Catch Up With Your Kind is a nice one as well within these aspects, like a typical kind of mess hall. Catch Up With Your Kind is like a typical kind of mess hall 666 noise kind of get. This reminds like the Most Known days, I'd say, within pitches like that. Definitely some 2000, definitely some 05, 06 type fair pitches like that. This just has some big slam about it as far as these pitches kind of happen. Catch Up With Your Kinds is kind of a turn up type one. It's very much like club type bounce than pitches like that. Very similar to songs like Knock the Black Off Your Ass, those type ones within a thumping type sense, even though it's not as, this one's a little bit more of like a glowy type song within pitch, but still has that relative thump and turn up type pitches like that. Reminds of the Unbreakables, Choices to the Setup, and most known unknown type days, pitches like that. Snitching Ass Bitches is one as well within these aspects. Real hit type of feel. It's like a drooping and syrupy kind of feels like Choices from 2001 album days, pitches like that. I'd say just an overcast kind of day push. So just kind of miss the fair, like the particular product, a dislike. Just miss like the traffic of it, fairs like that. Just another good makeshift type one. Not quite as slagged. Not much as full-bound slag and frustrated as Twin 45s, but definitely just a kind of dreary type one. Just the aspect of like a push along good fairs like that. I'd say just kind of just some brush as far as those fairs going to happen. Black on Black is nice as well. It's like a good gnarled turn up, I'd say here. It feels like vintage kind of 06, 36 kind of ride out within fairs like that. Just some snack wander as far as those pitches going to go. Just kind of missed the pitch. This is kind of one a little bit more pep to your step pitches like that. A little bit more riled pitches like that. Just reminds like little John Crunk type fairs. Some of those type aspects within the tone as far as those pitches going to happen. Just kind of missed the aspect of like good kind of snack runs, pitches like that. Some of those type fairs that just kind of get some good thrills out of the day and like a good set. Get some good thrills out of the day in terms like a turn up and ride out type sense pitches like that. So it's a good nice one. Pick up like some combos, bugles, some type aspects from the tone as far as those pitches can happen, just with like the aspect like some out in the wind pitches like that, just in a more riled type fashion. So kind of Lil Jon, kind of Tupac, some fairs like that, kind of within those pitches. Catch That Cut is nice as well. It's like a spicy club bop to get, and routine kind of turn up, I'd say here. Take some shots, I'd say, to this one, get tore up within it. Take some shots definitely to this pitches like that, get tore up within those fashions. Excellent type fair, just classic kind of 2000s hypnotized minds pitches like that. A song like Catch That Cut definitely reminds like a song like Who Run It, some of those type pitches, just early 2000s kind of 3-6 Mafia, some of those type fairs, excellent type pitch within that product. Who Run It, Riding Spinners within a certain sense, not as much of a ride out type song like Riding Spinners, but definitely songs like probably like Rainbow Colors, some of those type pitches, just a little bit more of a club bounce. Let's Start a Riot, some of those type ones. Testing My Gangsta, some of those type ones within the pitch as far as those formats can happen, just good pound as far as those pitch can happen. But definitely like Who Run It, I'd have to say. I Play Bitches is nice as well. It's like a basic in the cut kind of ambience to kind of get here. Just typical kind of dope murkiness, I'd say, within these products of it. Have like a sweet to this. Swisher Sweet Sound stuff. Fairs have some Doritos nearby. Good pitch like that. Good nice one to cool around to as far as this pitch can have. Just cool end pitches like that. Sound stuff fairs within the pitch. Traditional kind of 3-6 Mafia type fair pitches like that is kind of aspect of this. The noise, the lounge, not so much in the horror type sense, but just kind of aspect like that typical shrill type flavor, just something to kind of listen to just with further aspects. Once most known unknown kind of gets tiresome or crooked by the book, so those type ones is kind of the pitch of this further type product. Kind of an uncommonplace type one within the aspect with just some good fairs, kind of have like these extra type ones on here. Low key type bop within these pitches as far as like some gauze just to kind of have within the background product of it, so good flair like that. Let It Be Known is nice as well. It's like a neighborhood strut and red cup in hand kind of pitches like that, just out and around. So just kind of the product of this, whether it's some good neighborhood jump or there would be some red cups outside pitches like that, just kind of the ordeal. Just appreciating like the fair within the aspect, like some good appreciating like the aspect of night shift glitz and gleam as far as these fairs can have them, like a goth gallivant to kind of say here within these pitches. I'd say once again some further Doritos type fair, just have like red cup Doritos, some of those extra type party favors pitches like that. Just good nice one to map out the night as well within these pitches. Planning figure out the next drop after that. Some of those type pitches kind of in between type fair, just appreciating like the ambience, appreciating like a good series of days pitches like that. So Let It Be Known is kind of a sludgy type song within these pitches, but definitely aspect just like a quality head trip. Some of those type fairs just having the aspect like a good tasteful kind of bit of gin and juice in your cup. Some of those type fairs within the aspect. I don't know if I talked about Do the Crunchy Black, but this is a nice one as well. This probably could have been the single. It's a good, nice flair. It's like a vintage kind of rave 3-6 boiler kind of get this dancing crunk night. I would definitely say get hella tore up to this one as far as these fairs going to go. This just reminds of that typical kind of foggy and a gas kind of 3-6 Mafia type flair within pitches like that. This just reminds of the typical kind of hypnotized minds, kind of gassed and fogginess within the flare behind it as far as those aspects kind of have just a real haunted, shrouded typeness within the pitch behind it. Good type flares. Definitely within the aspect. Project Pat type fair. Choices the album type fair pitches like that. Some type ones within the aspect of it. Just real good hella smoke fest going pitches like that, but also pretty good dance type aspect. Pretty good dance and venue noise within the aspect of combining that within those pitches. So yeah, pretty overall blitzing type album within these pitches. I think I talked about all 11 songs in here with pitches like that. So this kind of aspect as far as saying within these tones, 10 out of 10 album pitches like that. The social score is going to get, I would say, a 10 out of 10 within these pitches because of the quality of it. It's 3-6 Mafia and 2000s type format, which was prime for when they were pumping these out left and right, but didn't really have a single. And just the aspect of like the nonsense that kind of went along with like the gripe between Crunchy Black and 3-6 Mafia and those particular type fairs kind of impact like the flair as far as being able to say that this album probably could have had a lot more finesse about it just within the blisterness. I mean, it's already a classic type album. It's just the pitch as far as saying it didn't have that much sales, and really it's kind of tough to track down nowadays within the pitch just because the product is just it's just kind of more or less kind of the uncommon place of whether or not it's with wanted around type product within those pitches. But it's just kind of fair as far as saying it is excellent for what it is, worth picking up and worth investing in. So worthy, definitely has the appeal, but it's just kind of, I'll probably say like 9.5. I'll probably say 9.75 social, because finding this particular album is definitely worth the investment. It's just kind of the pitch as far as saying it's just the product that it just kind of feels like a grin and bear it type album within those pitches as far as like the format that whether both parties or whatever kind of happen within the pitch as far as just kind of the aspect like the bickering. Now in certain senses you could say within the aspect that it's just within the luck type factor this album even came out as well, but that's kind of the pitch of what I'm talking about just within the product. This should not be a luck type factor that an album this good should be, whether or not it's kind of within the question of it coming out. So it's kind of within the pitch as far as saying luckily it did, but it's kind of the pitch as far as saying that the orientation behind what was going on with like the IRL type fair kind of questions makes it a little bit of a discrepancy. It was just kind of the pitch as far as saying it is excellent product, but it's just kind of fair just question about that. This Crunchy Black's definitely pretty wicked with 3-6 Mafia, so it's just excellent type products, but just further offshoot within the fair like products of Most Known Unknown, Crook by the Book, The one and only. Some of the stuff once with the pitch is further type product. Just 10 out of 10 out, and just simple enough to say. Just didn't have the promotion, things like that, some of the stuff ordeals. But I look after it. So in terms of the future, not really as full bunch sure what Crunchy Black's been up to. It's been a little bit since this particular album. I know he's at least dropped more than 2 albums. So there's probably one. There might be like another one in the 2000s and maybe a few in the 2010s, pitches like that. He did return to the Mafia 6 within some type ordeals. That's some classic type stuff as well that I'm going to get to. It's this kind of pitches like that. But yeah, this classic album, pitches like that. Definitely some Blister type appeal. This further nightmarish type stuff, reminiscent of mid 2000s kind of 3-6 Mafia and just an offshoot of things like Most Known Unknown.